All right, so today I'm happy to report that the days of manual weather documentation are numbered. Section 3.1 of the minimum maintenance standard states that weather has to be monitored once per shift or 3 times a day. And typically the municipalities deal with it like this. So you have public works personnel who hops on at a certain time on the computer and goes to the favorite weather website, records either prints out what's on the website or creates a PDF of it, and then goes on to document that either the PDF on the computer or as a physical file in somewhere. And then the whole process is repeated once per shift or 3 times a day. And this accounts for, that's like a small process to do, but still accounts for about 120 to 150 hours per year. So that's a lot of time that's spent doing just manual stuff. So what if you could save that time and energy? So we've been cooking something for you as part of the Winter Web App. The Winter Web App essentially today allows municipalities and public works to create customized winter maintenance plans, and it also allows you to track the storms as they're happening. But now soon they'll allow you to not only track but document weather as well. And the way we do it is like this. So we have, as part of the Winter Web App, an automated system. And this system wakes up, it's intelligent enough to wake up at a certain time. It goes to work, makes a very customized weather forecast for you, a 48-hour forecast, delivers it to all the people that you have selected that it should go to within the municipality, and then saves that forecast in the cloud as well, and then goes back to work again, does it every time. It actually does it 4 times a day instead of 3. So this itself, just the process itself, saves you about 100+ hours every year, and the quality of the document is super consistent. It doesn't depend on the mood of the person who's documenting that day, so it's very consistent throughout the year. We begin with a solid foundation with this new add-on. So, and that solid foundation lies in having a very, very reliable weather data source, and that comes from Weather Underground. Weather Underground is backed up by companies such as IBM and the Weather Channel. They have over 470 stations in Ontario alone, and 250,000 stations across the globe. So super big company, and they're becoming bigger by the day. And the data, of course, that's the one thing that we rely heavily on, and so that's super accurate. And from the Winter Web App side, how we also wanted to make sure that when you go and set up the add-on, it's super simple to do. So basically, the way we have done it is you set it and you forget about it. It's a simple 3-step process. The first step is that you select the stations that you want the report from. I'll just go back 1 step. Then step 2 is that you select the times that you want the report delivered. And the third one is that you select the staff who you want the report delivered to. So when you're selecting the stations, they all pop up on the Google Maps within the Winter Web App, and they pop up as those blue pins. So you select the one that's closest to you that you want the report from, click on it, click on Add Station, and that's it. So your station has been added. And we allow you to add up to 7 stations. We can talk about that in a bit. And then you proceed to the next step. In the next step, we'll zoom in just a little bit so you can see. You're allowed to do, the first option is that you can have the report delivered every 6 hours. But if you don't like that, then you can just customize the report the way you like, select the time that you want. And that's it. So you have 4 hours that you want in the day selected, and then you press next for the final step, which is to actually pick up the people that you want the report to be sent to. Click on Add. Now here, if you have been using the Winter Web App, your process is even simpler because your people are already, your staff is already in because you were creating your winter maintenance plan. So with just a single click, you can add all the people that you want the report to go to. And that's it. So the setup is complete. Now, from here on, the Winter Web App, the Weather Tracker add-on will go to work. What it will do is at the time that you're selected, it will wake up at that time, prepare the report for you, email it to all the people, and the report itself is a PDF file, so it's attached within the email. The report is super thorough. You go hour by hour, And basically everything that you want in a report is there. So you have your timestamp, so the time that we extracted the weather for you, and also the time that the report was delivered to you, also the station ID from where the weather came from. In addition to that, you have current conditions, visibility, you have and in the 48-hour forecast, the detailed temperature, you get the feels like, you also get the dew point, you get the humidity, you get the weather symbols for each of the hour, you get the probability of precipitation, how much snowfall or rainfall is going to be there, wind speed and direction, cloud cover, and pressure. So basically everything that you want to make sound decision is in the report. So from our perspective, that whole process of manual weather data recording are basically the problem solved. But of course, we didn't stop there. We have also included interactive graphs. And with that, you get a visual of the next 48 hours. And it's super interactive. So as you hover your mouse over, you can see a little pop-up that comes up. And you can see the temperature, the precipitation, air temperature, and wind speed. So this doesn't have to wait for the next forecast to come. You can go any hour. You can be clicking every 15, 20 minutes. You can see what's happening in the next hour to the next 48 hours. And you can also see a visual graph of the snow or rain accumulation that's happening, that's about to happen. In addition to that, we included satellite and radar imagery. And this is cool. So you can actually see all the storms that are building up around you, and you can plan accordingly. So even beyond the 48-hour cycle, you can see what's happening. Historic reports. So it's great that you have an email, and you have all your reports coming into your email. But like I said initially, that we're also saving the same report on the cloud. And to extract that report is just a simple 2-click process. All you do is you go into the Winter Web app, the Weather Tracker add-on, and you select the date that you want to see the report from. And you'll see all the reports that were delivered to you that day. And it's the same exact PDF that was emailed to you. And so that's on top of all of this, we did something really cool. So if you've ever wondered, do you guys ever read the reports? And we have solved that with the Weather Tracker. So we have created a smart read button, or read button. So in the same email that goes to you with the PDF, you can actually there's a piece in there that says, once you have read the report, please click the red button below. It's a green thing right there. So once you click that, the system is smart enough to say who that click is coming from, records the timestamp, and puts that timestamp in the Winter Web app instantly. So the next time you go into the weather tracker, you can actually pick up the report and see, okay, you click that little eye icon for the report that you're looking for, or the status of it, and you get a pop-up to say, okay, this is when the report was delivered. So we can see it was delivered to Joe, James, and me. And Joe and James read it, and I didn't. Should have used another slide. So the Weather Tracker, in a nutshell, basically, we started off with a very solid foundation. And that solid foundation comes with good weather data that you can rely on every day. Then we made the process of setting it up at the Winter Web app side super easy. Then the weather forecasts that are delivered to you are very accurate, they're punctual, and they're consistent. On top of that, you want to see a long-term forecast, you can see the satellite imagery. You can also use our interactive graphs. This is no extra cost. And on top of that, you have the smart red button. So how much will this all cost? They don't come in cheap, the weather reports, right? So those of you deal with them, you know that $2,000 a month is not something unheard of. Even $4,500 a month something is not unheard of for good reports. But at OGRA, our aim is not to make millions and millions, but our aim is to make your lives easier and make these things as affordable as possible. So I'm happy to report that the Weather Tracker with an annual contract will just be $250 a month. This is 1/10 the cost of what you'll find elsewhere. And with that, we think the whole package of the Weather Tracker add-on is now complete. So you have the most reliable weather data that you can get, easy setup at your end. This one-time setup, set it and forget it. You have the weather forecast that you don't have to rely on the person who's doing it. It's always consistent. The computer never sleeps. You get the weather, the interactive graph. You get the satellite imagery. You have the red button, so you know exactly who's reading it. And now it's most it's most affordable as well. And the weather add-on will simply appear as a third add-on within the Winter Web app home screen. And with that, the days of manual weather documentation are literally numbered. That's my time. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this app is truly amazing. I've been beta testing it for the last month. Fahad here has been doing an incredible job on it. I'm telling you, it's going to be a fantastic tool for your works department, your public works people to track your weather, to protect you in the case of litigation. So thank you, Fahad, for all the work you're doing for OGRA, and thank you for your presentation today.
Thanks for letting us do this. Thanks, sir.